have the link off my page, right? You know how to
Yeah.
share it to the group chats? If you don't, give me 1 second. Did you get to share, bro?
I'm pulling it up now.
Don't worry. If you didn't, I'll blast
Oh, there
it.
it is.
I'm gonna pull up my phone before we dump it off. We're gonna go my cousin's brand today, the parachute. And then grab my phone. We good, bro. Even if you didn't figure it out, I'll blast it right now.
I'm doing it now. I'm quote tweeting it
Yes, sir.
or quote posting, whatever they call it.
Yep, you seen it, right?
Yeah.
I sent it out.
I always have trouble finding the perfect gift.
And yeah, that perfect gift is definitely, you know, that's like I was telling people about the truck earlier. You got to make sure you have the right presentation. Right now, the food, no matter how good it is, don't sell. It's about the how you present it.
Oh, yeah,
Everything.
exactly.
Nothing matters no more besides presentation.
All right, I shared it out there.
Yeah, we got it sent out. So, we'll start it off. You want to start off with a few rough collision notes, or you want to just jump off with some freestyling? Because we could jump right into some ideas, things that you think, AEW should do. We could shoot wherever you want, my brother. I have faith in your freestyle game.
Well, we'll do a short, like, little highlight list, right?
All right.
Because we don't want
Yeah, because
to
we
take
want to
anything
leave
away
it.
from Took.
Yep.
But
sure.
was there anything the show seemed like it had a lot going on?
Yep.
And was there anything in that setup there that you favored more than anything else?
Absolutely.
In
And
matches, segments, promos, any of that?
there was two things that I really favored out of everything that was going on, and I'll let you know our first. The first night is It's funny that I just said night on accident. The first thing is Switchblade versus Kevin Knight, right? I
Great
wanted
match.
Kevin Knight to sign to AEW, so the very first thing that I love from the show is forget the match. He signed to AEW.
Oh yeah, he's all
Even
elite.
more of that. So that Kevin Knight and Jay White situation, um, you know, um, excuse me, Jay White, Switchblade, giving Kevin Knight, White Knight, it's all over the place. But Jay White giving Kevin Knight his props and hearing he signed to AEW was my first thing of the night that I
Oh
loved
yeah.
for me. Second thing was the MJF Rangers promo. I'll be honest with you. The fact he jabbed Lashley, saying you from Texas, right? And he threw
That
the
was
first
good.
pitch out. Those are my two favorites. I have some, things I like, but those are my two favorites. What about you?
I agree. The MJF baseball promo, it mixes two things I love, wrestling and baseball. So
Yeah.
it was really good. I liked the stuff to where he was throwing jabs at Lashley. Um, and I agree that match was good.
Yeah.
Knight being there, being all elite's awesome. I like that the fans gave him a standing ovation. I thought that was cool.
Yep.
Um, Something that stood out to me the most. It's got to be Athena. I think. Like I thought it was going to be Megan
I
Bain at
wanted to
first.
do that, but I didn't want to steal it, so I left it for you.
See, I was torn. See, I was torn. Megan Bain came out, and that whole setup was awesome. And then Athena's music hit, and I was like, oh, I don't know.
About time.
Yeah, immediately I was like, stopped what I was doing and was on the TV. And the way that she came out, the way that that segment went, her energy during that segment, her attitude, she feels like Saturday night's all right for fighting. You know what I mean?
Also looks like she's in the best shape of her life.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see her? She
yeah.
look yeah. Uh, I
She
that
looked great.
is
She looked
one.
great out there.
Yep. You did not tell you the other day I want her to join the Owen, right? We
Yeah,
got it. We got it. She joined it.
she's
In the
there.
Owen.
I don't know if I don't know where she'll place in it. You know what I mean?
She
Because
gotta win.
it depends on who all. Excuse me, who all's in it. I guess.
My guess is she gotta win. That's the thing is like I get it. She's been in Ring of Honor, so it's kind of like developmentally, right? But
Yeah, but
she's
she's been running that Ring of Honor
longest reigning
championship.
ROH champion out of any of them. History,
Yeah,
right? For I think it's like going on 400 days, if not past that, right?
yeah,
Um, she gotta win. You gotta. She's like the biggest star that you actually built up from
and she
another brand.
looks like what we saw tonight. Even the promo later,
$1 million.
she looks like she's belongs there. Like she's been there for a while. You know,
Yo,
on
and
AEW.
I want to say for like the beginning, we always everybody I feel like kind of wondered why she got sent to Ring of Honor, right? If they're not fully utilizing her. But now here we are, 400 plus days later, right? She's so built up.
Oh yeah,
She's got that. She got a. I mean,
oh yeah,
I don't want to say she did nothing nowhere else, right? But what she did right now, AEW is drooling for her.
oh yeah.
It's drooling.
That is so
Yeah.
awesome. It was over the top tonight. It was great.
Yeah, so it sucked in the beginning. I'll be honest. I was like, why is Athena in ROH? Like, what's going on? I hated it. Right.
Right.
But now I'm looking like this is what we need when you building people up. This
Yeah.
is exactly what you need. Not
She
for everybody, but what they did with her, man, you getting no complaints from me. I want her to win the Owen. I don't care if she wins or loses against Mercedes, right? Or Tony or whoever ends up being the champion
right.
whenever that time come, right? But what I want is her on AEW.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
That's
all I care about. I don't
she's a
I'm
perfect
saying
fit. She looks like I don't know. There's just something about the way that it played out tonight just looked just natural. Like it just she belongs there. Now sh- the way she came out tonight, she was presented with power with that belt. You know what I mean?
yep,
She had status with having Billy Starks there with her,
yep,
with having like a trainee, you know, a
of
mentee
course.
of some type. And
Minion
then she
number one.
just what's that?
Minion number one.
Oh yeah, exactly. Menu number one, and then she just looked strong. You know what I mean? Just the character itself
Yes,
looked strong.
yes,
So I would love to see her as like she's number one mainstay on Collision. She's there all the time. But the
yes.
only problem is the Ring of Honor Women's World Title. So
Get rid of it.
yeah, but
You gotta
how?
pass it.
How do you how do you drop that belt when you've been built up to that point though,
I would
without
say
looking weak?
I would say there's only one way to do it. Relinquish it. I don't think she
That's
could
what I'm
lose.
thinking.
I don't think she could lose that title. It don't make sense to lose that title.
Nope.
Anybody on a Ring of Honor level, right?
Yeah.
The best bet to be is look it, right? I won the Owen. I'm giving away my ROH title, and
Yeah,
I'm going
because
for
I need to focus on the
that.
women's title.
That
Yeah, I mean
that
that would
would
be
be
the
the best bet because she don't gotta lose the win. I don't
right.
want to see her lose the win. That's
Yeah,
you don't
no,
need to lose.
no. I feel like
Yeah,
it would hurt the character. Not in a severely bad way, but it definitely wouldn't look as power she wouldn't look as powerful as she does right now. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It'd be better to just give it away, and then if say she even went and lost for the heavyweight title, right? It still is better than seeing her lose the Ring of Honor title to like an undercard talent
Right.
and then go and lose to the other one. I don't
Right.
mind her losing for the AEW heavyweight title and staying as a mainstay in that top tier talent,
Oh
right?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to see her lose the Ring of Honor title. Just give it away. Just give
Yeah,
it
I would rather see her relinquish it, move on to focus on the AEW women's title, and then if she did lose, which
away.
depending on what the story is, who it is, whatever, if she did lose, it's not out of the realm of imagination to believe that she could go back to Ring of Honor and recapture that title anytime she wants.
Exactly. Because
But if
and that's
she's to
how you
lose before that, though, it really puts a kind of a shadow on that.
it salts it. And although I get the point where you put somebody over before you step up or you leave the company, right? The
Right,
only problem I have in this situation is you're the same company. You
right,
don't gotta put nobody over because you're not leaving, right?
yeah,
So there's no reason to lose to someone that's gonna take the Ring of Honor title to go to AEW because you're
right,
the same brand.
exactly,
It doesn't make sense for her to lose in the D leagues to move up to the A leagues, right?
right,
So give it back and let her go compete with the A leagues because we know she's a A-lister. This is Athena.
yeah, for
Like
sure,
even when she was in WWE and they was going through things with her, they was mad about conditioning and things they have personal problems with. They never had an issue with her as a talent. She's a top talent. I mean,
yeah.
so you don't
She showed us tonight she's a superstar up there.
yeah, you don't send her back to send her forward, in my opinion. I would
No,
just say send her to the moon and give the belt back. It's Ring of Honor. Unless you need her for a TV deal, it's time to move on.
yeah,
That's
I'd say have her relinquish the title and let Ring of Honor hold some sort of women's tournament to figure out whoever
I
the
mean, I think they got a few women that's available to carry
yeah,
that. It just depends on what they want to push. Because even in general, I mean, Billy's there. You don't gotta move her up. You don't gotta do anything
no,
that's not necessarily you know, a must, right? Billy's there if you want to just line her up with a title run for a whole year. She don't need to
yeah.
necessarily leave Ring of Honor.
You could build Ring of Honor's women's main event scene as well as AEW's women's main event scene at the same time. You add
I
Billy on the
agree.
Ring of Honor and bring Athena over to AEW.
I agree. And that's why I think that maybe Ring of Honor. I think one thing Tony, and I don't like to throw advice like I know more than somebody, but one thing I would say maybe Tony should do is get somebody that you respect, that you think you think has a good knowledge of the game, and get them to at least take over 80% creative with the Ring of Honor. Because the
Yeah.
thing is this, if you take that off your plate, it gives you the availability to do more. I think he just might be doing a little bit too much right now. That's my personal opinion.
Maybe, but it might just be because there's so many so many talent there that they have between the two brands that it's just
Ridiculous.
yeah, that he's trying to accommodate everybody, give everybody a little bit of time,
Tony,
and
Tony loves his wrestlers. So
oh
one
yeah.
thing we know is he's trying to look forward to suit all your best wishes, right?
Oh yeah.
But I
He
think
gives everybody a little bit of something during the show.
yeah, but I think the one thing Tony got to realize is certain things, and this ain't a knock, right? This is just kind of like outside perspective. I think certain things they need to not take as personal. I'm saying, like, if you you know you got a lot on your plate, one thing that that I'm a chef, so I'm an on-call chef, so
Right.
I'm called for multiple different restaurants, and one of the things that they'll tell you is there's no way to keep everybody happy.
No.
Like, if you try to keep everybody happy, there's only one person that's gonna be miserable. That's you,
Oh yeah.
because you
Oh
can't
yeah.
keep everybody happy. And I think sometimes he just seems like a great guy. Um, Even the people that bash him will tell you he's a great person, but I don't like this, right? So I don't think him being a good person is ever in the question, right? But I think also there's also a problem with trying to keep everybody happy, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like
And
you
I could
can't,
see that being in that position with that many talented people running
yeah,
around me, like everybody's got ideas. And he's mentioned that before in some interviews, like everybody's got ideas. And he's like, you hear so many ideas, and I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me,
yeah,
that it's like you try to do them, but you can't do all of them
yeah.
because there's
You can't make everybody happy
exactly
unless everybody's on the same mission, and we're like, all right, we're all rowing together, win, lose, or draw.
right,
Different, but you got to remember, he don't got 40 years of logos behind him and all this stuff behind him. So he's really like, you trust him or you don't. You see some people jump on board and within a year or two, not saying I know for sure because I'm not there. Let me not get into like that sources thing. But
right,
you see some people just not on board after 2 years.
right,
Yeah. It's because they don't trust him. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it doesn't mean that he's not a good person. You got to remember, everybody has like a value for their career, what they want to do, what they think they could do, what they think they're worth, all this stuff, right? And then you have a guy that's trying to make 150 people happy. You can't make 150 people happy. You kind of gotta pick and choose. And we hear these things like, this is his favorites. There's nothing wrong with that. These are the
no,
people that give him the least problems. It's like, what do you want him to do?
yeah.
I mean, like,
And
so
on top of that, that 150 people that he's got to make happy first, that's the first layer.
yeah,
And then
there's
outside of
more.
that,
Yeah,
there's a whole another group of people that he's working with or work for him that
TVs and
he's
the
got to make
networks
happy.
and the
And then
yeah,
once you finally trickle down far enough, you get to us, the fans,
yeah.
who are always demanding just the most
We're
wild
the most
stuff.
belligerent, demanding, um, self, you
Yeah,
know, warranting things in the industry. So it's
yeah,
like you're demanding things that's not sometimes not possible.
right.
I mean,
And he's got to work within the confines of all that. So I mean, I applaud him for what he does. And I
yeah,
mean, because right now in the beginning, I'm gonna be honest. I grew up watching WWE, and
yeah,
then there came a time where I fell out watching it because it didn't interest me.
yeah,
During that time frame, AEW come around, but I had never heard of it. And until a couple years later,
yeah,
I start getting back into it, and oh, what's this? Oh, Tony Khan, the same guy who owns the football team that I like. Oh, he owns a wrestling promoter. Oh, let me check this out. And it
yeah,
did take me a little while to get into it
yeah, of
because,
course.
like I said, I didn't know anybody in there. The few people that I did know, like Jericho, I watched it because Jericho
Yeah,
was in it.
the names is gonna draw you in always. The names is always the biggest thing to draw you into a company.
Yep. That's what brought me in first was Jericho.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
Jericho and Cody was the biggest things that bring me there.
okay, so I'd started AEW after Cody had left.
Yeah.
So, and then
Yeah.
there was other people like Orange Cassidy, and then I started looking up people like MJF and, watching their promos, and then I found, my own little favorites. So,
Yeah, of
and
course.
certain ones to keep me invested.
Yep. I respect it. Cody breaking the throne is what locked me in. I'll keep it 100 with you. When Cody broke Triple H's chair, even though it wasn't his actual chair,
Oh yeah.
it's and I don't want to get too much into the tribalism, but I just funny note, right? That right there, it drawed me in. Not because I hate WWE. Like, bro, I love WWE. Like, I grew up on WWE. Like, when you
Yeah.
say nostalgia, WWE is one of the main things I think about
Oh yeah.
because I grew up in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, and they had the
as a little kid.
industry cornered for so
Yeah,
long.
and
So
they're bosses, and they play grimy, and their PR's dirty, and they avoid. They cut you off before you get there. I get that, but that's
right,
no different than any big company, right?
right.
But my main thing was what drawed me in. I watched their first event with Rey Mysterio with the Wolverine mask and the Wolverine suit. I'm a big Rey Mysterio fan. I
Right.
was hoping he went there versus WWE. WWE gave the opportunity for his son to grow. I get why he chose that.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, though, that pay per view, which was when they took the dare, no one could sell out 10,000. And they did it. A lot more than that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then they doubled down and they got to the next joint. And, Cody pulled out the hammer that Triple H used to carry and smashed his throne, right? And that was like the war. It was like Monday Night Wars is back again, even though
Right.
they're not, right? Um, and that was like what piqued my interest. But remember though, I said this before on the podcast. Lucha Underground brought me back to wrestling.
Yeah, that's what you
They kind
mentioned
of
before.
harnessed that energy and brought it to AEW, right? So when Cody did that, it was like, oh, y'all are like WCW again. Monday
That's
Night
yeah.
Wars, let's go.
That's the
I
feeling
love
I
the
got when I saw
underdog.
it.
Yeah, like I'm always the underdog person. It's like unless it's like my Rams and we talk about football, I'm favorite underdog, I'm cheering for my team, right? Other sports, I'm unbiased. If there's two teams and one's favored by 10, I'm cheering for the other one. I'm kind of just embedded that way. Like I don't like to cheer for favorites.
Right.
I'd rather cheer for the underdog because you get gratification when the underdog win. When the
I,
favorite win, nobody cares.
I
Like y'all
understand that.
supposed to win. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like my aura with AEW. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't somebody that turned my back on Cody when he left. Do whatever the hell you want to do.
Oh yeah.
I'm a Dusty fan. I'm a Dustin fan. I'm a Cody fan. You know what I'm saying? You could
Oh
go
yeah.
down the whole like I give you the elbow on their ass. You know what I'm saying? So so the bottom line is it's not about that. I don't care what Cody does. I love Cody. Do what you gotta
I
do.
just want to see him succeed, you
Yeah,
know?
you know, but what Cody did from the Ring of Honor to the Brandon to the I don't need Stardust. I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna
Right.
show you. Even though he went back, he showed me enough to say he's a GOAT.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh yeah.
he told the WWE I don't need you. Now after I get successful, you want me? I'll come back, give me the belt. Even though he signed the contract not wanting the belt, they knew they was giving him the fucking belt, pardon my language, the minute he signed that contract.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So Cody literally put himself in a position where WWE can't deny you. There's no denying it. But
Yeah.
I also would never deny what he did for AEW, and he's a part of the reason why I'm there.
Oh yeah.
I would have never been a fan without him.
About Cody, like I think it's highly commendable that the guy is working in the highest form of the industry you can work in and decides, you know what? I think I'm going to take a break, go work the indies, reinvent myself and come back bigger and better than I was before.
And then took
And starts the entire journey over again.
and it has a say throwing this spotlight, right? Gave up a position of ownership.
Oh yeah.
Ownership to go for no guarantees and smack the fucking home run.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That is
Did
gotta
great.
be commendable.
When they came here for their holiday tour, we went. And it was Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens in a cage match. Cody won, obviously.
Yeah.
But at the end of that, after the show, Cody was like, he gave us like a little heartfelt message, something of the nature of like, Jacksonville was like a second home to me. I was here for like 5 years. That's all he said. But those who
They
were
do.
understanding of his journey knew what he meant.
Yeah,
He
of
didn't have
course.
to say anything else. So he was just really appreciative of the fans of Jackson. That was cool. I thought that was awesome. Even though like during that time I had no idea that Cody lived here. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I feel like Cody's like one of the most down to earth wrestlers there is out there right now.
Yeah,
Like
that's
he
cool.
really hurts when you react the way he didn't want, it bothers him.
Yeah.
Different than other wrestlers.
I feel like he really takes it on his shoulders to really give you what you're looking for.
Yep.
And yeah, he does a great job.
I would agree, man. Cody, as good as he is, I would still say right now he's underrated. As crazy as it sounds, even though he got titles on him and you know what he did, I feel like and it could just be maybe just a negative outlook with him right now because maybe people don't agree with what he did or they don't like what's going on.
Right.
But I feel like the same way he was getting booed in AEW and I didn't like it. They literally booed him out the company.
Oh
And I
yeah, I
love
saw the
it.
videos of them throwing his
So
belt
they're
strap
throwing
back
belts
at him
back
and
and it's like you kind of get someone to a point where it's like I love y'all, but bro, I got other options.
yeah,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
Jericho said, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, dude. You better appreciate me
Like,
now.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the thing with Cody is he took everything with a grain of salt, took everything on the chin, and we might not agree with everything he did, right? But don't don't never neglect your actions that made him think that way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because I feel like people just got to a point where it's like you don't he did nothing. Boo him. Bro,
Yeah.
like one thing, and I want our channel to emphasize on this, and you tell me if I'm right. Fans need to understand the difference, right? Chair or boo, right? Perfectly fine. Have your outlook. Like something, hate something, right? But it's like with Jericho. When you get to the point where you think you could kick somebody out the industry that
Oh
dedicated
yeah.
their life to this, I'm never gonna be with you on that. Like never. I don't care if he looks like he don't got it no more. If he gave you
Right.
40 years of his life, right? I ain't kicking you out. Like it's
No.
kind of ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So certain things people just need to kind of like or hate and but also know that don't keep it to a point where it's like you make it like a point where it's like give you an example. RVD said some things this week a lot of people didn't like, right?
I saw a little bit about that. Yeah.
Give you an example. He's a ECW guy.
Oh yeah.
Anything you say about hardcore wrestling, dislike wise, people are gonna kind of channel things. But I gotta also hold him down a tiny bit, and I'm gonna keep it real, right? RVD's always been an athletic wrestler. He's always done
Oh yeah.
crazy things that don't involve like extracurricular activities, right? He does the Rolling Thunders and does all
Oh
these.
yeah.
He's just a great wrestler, right? So
That 5-star frog splash is
yes,
just
but
top
yeah,
notch.
best frog splash ever. Him and Eddie Guerrero. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Eddie's not here no more, but y'all fighting for the best splash ever, right?
Oh yeah.
So
I think it's a tie.
yeah, I give him a tie, but definitely the two best, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, he can say what he wants. I'm gonna give you two reasons. The first day he said that to me, it bothered me because I looked at it like, bro, you dealt with all this. It wasn't the spot that he said about that bothered me. What bothered me is the I'd rather be associated with WWE versus AEW. And that right there, especially if you're not like a pure just WWE guy, or you lean towards AEW, it definitely could rub you the wrong way. It rubbed me wrong. And mind you, I'm a dude that vibes with RVD. We vibed about smoking bud, and I'll put that out there even though I don't smoke on no podcast. We've like I vibe with him. RVD is one of my favorites. He might not be top 15, top 20, but he's one of my favorites hands down, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So when he gives you an opinion, you gotta respect it, right?
Oh yeah.
But you also, if you have different things, you understand why people will combat it, right? Because
Oh
you've
yeah.
seen him in spots that are kind of, little dramatic, and ECW went hard. And when you say you
Oh
rather align
yes.
yourself with WWE versus AEW, nobody aligned you with that. I'll be honest with you, I love you, RVD. We align you with ECW, bro.
That's what
We
I
don't
think of.
align you with WWE. Nobody aligns you with that. Nobody aligns Taz with that. Nobody aligns even as good as the Dudley boys did in WWE. They probably was the biggest ECW act. And you tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all fans, y'all watching in, you zooming in. There's a bunch of y'all in there. They probably was the biggest crossover from ECW to go to mainstream. They're still looked at as ECW guys.
Oh yeah.
You
When
see
I
what I'm
think
saying?
of
So
guys like that,
yeah,
like the Dudleys, I look at them kind of both because I watched them in
I
both.
love them, and I love them.
Oh
I ain't
yeah.
one of those guys.
RVD, I look at it as a ECW guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even though I did see him in WWE, and there might be some of those fans who grew up only watching him in WWE,
correct.
so that might be how they know him. But I saw him in both. Like Sandman, that's an
W
ECW
guy,
guy. Tommy
Taz,
Dreamer. You know,
Sabu, Tommy
I'm trying
Dreamer,
to remember this match, and I've been searching for it and searching for it for years. I think it might have Just Incredible in it.
Just
Might
Incredible's
have
my guy.
it might have Tommy Dreamer in it, but I can't find the match. One of the guys had an eyebrow ring, and this is probably the first ECW episode I've ever
Yeah,
watched, and I was like 11 or 12, I think.
and it was
Might have
amazing.
been younger than that. And one of the guys got that thing pulled out, and I was like, "Oh man!" And then he like legit pulled on it, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, what is this?" I was like,
yep,
"This is way different." So
yep.
I cannot think of that match, whatever it was. Maybe he didn't pull on it. Maybe that was my overactive
I think
imagination.
I
Where
want to say Sandman had that eyebrow ring. There was also a couple other dudes. It could
I
have been
want to say Just Incredible was part of it, and they were in the stands. I
yeah.
know that they were like on.
Yeah, New Jack tried to kill people in that arena.
Oh, New Jack was wild.
Yeah.
I think he did an interview and said that he like chucked the guy off there to miss the tables on purpose, but I don't know, I could be wrong about
No,
that.
that's ECW. That's why I'm confused why
Yeah.
all these hardcore legends hate hardcore wrestling now. That's the one issue I have with it. It's like, bro, I get it, concussions and all that. But I'm gonna tell you one thing we need to do before it looks. See this right here? You see this with me? We cooking. We gonna find that match and we gonna break it down on the
God, I
live
can't
stream.
remember.
We
I
gonna
just know
tee
they
it
were
up.
in the stands about halfway up. That's about all I remember of where they were when that event took place.
Put
But
it like this: if it had Just Incredible and Sandman, we should be able to find it. Cause I
it
don't.
could have been Tommy Dreamer though. I just can't remember.
We
It
just gotta put
was
the
one of
option.
those three. I feel like
I,
two of those three.
yeah, I keep it 100 with you. Just Incredible is in my favorites, and this ain't like knocking matches. And I forgot what his name was. He had a crazy stupid gimmick in WWE before then, like El Montoya or something. I don't even know what
Oh
the hell it was.
yeah,
But when he was in ECW as Just Incredible, he's one of my top five favorite ECW guys of all time.
ECW was so good.
Yeah, he was Just Incredible. Then he came up with the stick, had the little ripped up jeans. He had like the
Oh yeah.
Austin gear on, kind of just with the kendo stick.
Oh yeah.
Like I Just Incredible was definitely my dude. I miss.
Oh, you know who else I liked out of there? And I don't know why I liked him. Probably because it was the late 90s. Raven. I
Oh,
don't
nah.
know.
What do you mean? Raven's one of my
I don't know. There
favorites.
was something about him. It wasn't like
Did you
his
follow him in
wrestling style or
WCW?
nothing that I liked, but it was more like his promos or something, I think. His style. It was just a little
Exactly what it
different.
was. Raven had aura before people were saying aura.
Right.
Like Raven just had like when he. I remember when him, Jericho, and I think Mysterio had the ECW for a little bit. They was there.
Yeah.
It bridged them to WCW, right? When Raven came with the Ravens flock to WCW, like that was like the Undertaker with a stable.
The Ravens flock was
The
fucking
Ravens,
awesome, dude.
yo, Saturn in them and the Ravens flock, bro. That was
Saturn. Saturn was
one of my
wild as
favorite
hell.
groups all time.
Oh man.
Holy shit, bro.
Good
Eric
times,
Bischoff
dude.
crashed out all these good talents that he had that was young because he just wanted to push old guys. He had all
Man.
types. He had the world in his hands.
You know, another one from back in the day, and I know we're all over the place. We started talking about
No,
Collision
not
and
remember.
we're
We ain't
everywhere, but
recapping no more. We freestyling.
yeah, we just freeing it up.
Yeah.
But Billy Kidman. I was
Oh, that's my guy.
always a
Shooting
fan of
star.
Billy Kidman.
Shooting star press Billy Kidman. That's my
That
guy.
shit looked so good, didn't
Yeah.
it?
He was
God.
part of the Dirty Ravens flock, and then he was the first person to leave the flock and
Yeah.
become a baby face.
And that wife beater flying through the air, smashing
Yeah.
people in jean shorts and
WWE
boots.
when WWE bought WCW. See, this is what we go do tonight. We enjoying ourselves, right? But when WWE bought WCW, Kidman was one of the wrestlers they took.
Yeah.
And I thought that he would be like amazing there. Like I feel like he had everything. And he like fizzled out super quick. I don't know what happened with him. He's one of those wrestlers where it's like we need the where is he now story.
Yeah.
Where the hell did Billy
I
Kidman
did look him up a long time ago.
I
I'm gonna
haven't
check him out now.
literally. He went from looking like he just could do everything you wanted him to do to he just was gone.
That backwards hat and the wife beater, dude. That's
Yeah,
exactly how I remember it.
bro. Billy Kidman was that dude. I
He
mean, like
was.
you seen when he was gonna leave the flock because he was just started getting clean.
I
It's
f-
like his white tee was now white now. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's just you just seen he didn't fit. I
I
miss
feel
Kidman,
like
man.
I feel like him and there was a bunch of them, but I mean some of them made it out of this, but I feel like when they went over from WCW to WWE, like if Vince didn't make them,
Oh, it was
like they
over.
weren't really sticking around. You know what
It
I
was over.
mean?
It was over. I ain't
I
like
and I feel like well, it says he was injured. He
I
lost
think
the
he was
cruiserweight championship to X Pac, and then it looks like he got
wasn't he going
injured.
out with one of those women too?
He was married to Tori or something,
There you
wasn't
go,
he?
like one of them, like the big women in WWE. He was married
Yeah.
to one of them, or going out with one of them. I remember that.
Oh, he was in back in the WWE in 2007. It
Yeah,
says to
he
the
was.
present.
I want to say like all the way to like 2007, 8. He was still there. Like they brought him back a few times. They just from the WCW to WWE, he just never was nothing. He was just like kind of like a guy.
Yeah.
Like in WCW, it looked like his trajectory was like he could be like an intercontinental champion or something. You feel me? He just fell off a map. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, okay, I see. So it says in '08 he wrestled his last match, losing to Alpha Junior. He was hired by WWE in 2010 as a producer. So it looks like he still does that in this behind the scenes, I guess.
What did he get an injury or something? Does it clarify any of that?
Um, he got injured a long time ago, but it looks like he wrestled on the independent circuit for a couple years, and he was with WWE for a while, for a couple years. Yeah, and
Well, shout
then
out to Kidman, man. You ever need to reach out and give us your story? We here.
that guy's awesome.
Yeah,
I was
we
a big
trying to
fan of
figure
him.
that out. We trying to figure out what happened with the filthy animal Billy Kidman. What happened here? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it says in 2014, Kidman began appearing on the JBL show where he attempted to promote his Twitter account, but is always interrupted due to technical difficulties, which had become a running gag. So I'm gonna have to check that out. It sounds kind of funny.
Yeah, we need to see what's up. Maybe we could get Kidman on the show one day. We
That
need to
would
see
be
what's
fun.
up with him. That actually would be really interesting. I'm a childhood fan of him. So if we could have a Kidman, you ever see this or somebody can tag you or something, holla at us. Send a DM or something. We trying to figure out what's going on. Where'd you go?
He was in a feud with Hulk Hogan in 2000.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like his trajectory was like to the moon, and then you just like went to the abyss, and you didn't even need to
Yeah.
go to TNA to see him. So
Yeah.
I don't know
There were so
exactly
many
what
good
happened
ones back then.
for
So
sure.
many good ones.
For 100% for sure. Like we definitely, and I was telling Took on this. Um, we definitely got to get some WCW episodes out, bro.
Oh yeah. There were
Like,
so many episodes, dude. The Monday Night Wars were real with me.
yeah, they
I
were.
would flip
That's
back and
that's
forth.
that's my life in wrestling. Like I took breaks in between, but the Monday Night Wars, I was there with popcorn every time. Like
Right.
like I don't need the internet to give you those recaps. I was there
I
every
was there. I watched them. I watched
yeah.
the Austin beer bath live.
This
You
is
know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
trying to tell you. Like we gotta kind of like don't get it twisted. We doing recaps and post shows. We gonna do all those things, but I feel like the internet needs more content than that, bro. We got about 40 people watching us right now.
Oh,
That I
what's up,
guarantee
guys?
you they want top tens. They want updates on signings. They want releases. You see what I'm saying? Like anytime that you need to jump on and be like, oh, I heard so and so got released. Fact check it, jump on there. Let them know, yo, bro got released. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
let y'all know. You feel me? We just got bomb with footage, man.
I'm
Uh,
looking at some of the WCW alumni.
pull it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. Sabu's on there. That's awesome.
Sabu's a goat,
You know
man.
what? I was listening to a Mick Foley documentary the other day because I don't for some the hardcoreness of Sabu reminded me of this.
Yeah,
Um and they were talking about Mick's characters of Dude Love and Mankind and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And he did one promo where he was, I believe Mick, no, he was Dude Love, and he was supposed to be fighting Triple H.
yeah,
And he was like, you know what? It's not really my bag, man, but I know that somebody it is, Cactus Jack. Now, when he said that, even to this day, I went, ooh, like I got a shiver in my spine. I was
yeah.
like, "Hey, bro, you about to call out Cactus. You about to
Yeah,
some
but
wild
where he
shit about
at?
to go down." Yeah, exactly. Like Mick was always wild, just jumping off the cage or just doing something that just really made. I mean, he did what he set out to do every time, which was to make you go, "Whoa!" So I met him once. Matter of fact, got his autograph here.
Nice.
um,
Right there.
yeah, it's in the book there. Um, I was at a TNA show and he was doing a little meet and greet at the table. And I walked up to him and was like,
I need
dude, it's really like nice to meet you.
one.
And he was like, really? I said, yeah. And he goes, huh. And he was just kind of shocked that like I was a fan of his. You know what I mean? He just seemed like a very humble and down to earth guy. And I'm like, bro, you put yourself through so much for just my entertainment, let alone everybody else.
No, I'm listening, bro.
No, you're good.
I got attacked by family members.
You're good. I mostly kept on talking because of the
Mm.
people watching.
No, I'm listening to mix. I'm listening to mix situation.
Oh yeah.
I'm,
I Yeah, I've always just been a fan of that guy. He's
I'm gonna tell you one thing about
always been
Mick.
awesome.
What I think people don't understand, and it kind of goes back to that RVD situation. And this is not a knock on him. Remember, big fan of RVD. I don't
Oh
want
yeah.
him to take it like I'm like one of those like weird grifters that feel like he's doing some weird shit for speaking his opinion, right?
Right.
The thing is this, right? What he said is exactly what Mick Foley did. Like if you look at his thing, he said, and he clarified it in the beginning before he said what a lot of people went batshit about. He clarified it. He said, "Look, right? You could say that what Moxley's doing is dedicating and giving everything to the business, and RVD got that. He's also telling you he's not willing to do that. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
you can't be a great wrestler. It means that you're not willing to do what Mankind and John Moxley are willing to do.
Right.
It doesn't mean that he thinks they're trash. And I feel like this is what people gotta understand. Just because someone don't want to get thrown off of a 25-foot cage through a table and they rather, utilize their talents doesn't mean that they're wrong.
No.
Just tells you that Mick Foley and John Moxley are willing to risk it all for the
Oh
game.
yeah, they're on a different level
I'm
of
willing to leave
willing to risk
legs,
it.
arms, neck,
Yeah.
chest. I'll leave it there. Rob Van Dam's telling you there's a safer way to do it.
Yeah.
And I get it. He's an ECW guy, and people think that means he's hardcore. Go look at his matches. He wasn't doing what New Jack was doing.
Right.
So you can't compare Rob Van Dam to ripping his skin out with nails. He never did that.
Right.
He
I think that's like that, just like there's fans for that death
and
match
I love
style of
that shit. I love
wrestling.
death matches. I got no problem with it.
Like they're not really my thing, you know what I mean? And
There
to
you
each
go.
their own. If you like
There you
that,
go.
all right, cool. If you don't,
Yeah.
all right, cool. It doesn't really bother me anyway.
And that's
And I think that Mick might be one of those guys where if he is a fan of that, obviously he is,
yep,
then he's going to be more prone to doing stuff like
yep,
that versus somebody like me who would not be more
yeah.
prone to doing stuff like
Like
that. Now,
somebody like RVD who's more athletically gifted that don't need to take those risks to put on a
right.
show because he could do other things.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly. Exactly. Like a chair shot's one thing. A baseball bat or 2x4 full of spikes, that's a whole different story. You know what
Being
I
thrown
mean?
off a 30-foot cage, getting nails in your back, going
That's
through
wild.
those like the lights that that shatter everywhere,
Oh yeah.
and all these things is like you pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
Do you need to do it? Do you love to do it? If you don't need to do it and you don't love to do it, you probably won't do it, right?
Yeah.
But if you love it or you need the money, maybe, right? People like Rob Van Dam has been good his whole career. He didn't need to go through that stuff. And it doesn't mean
Right.
he didn't. It doesn't mean he didn't. That's what you
Yeah.
gotta understand. You could pull up clips of him doing that. Yes, it does not mean he wanted to do it
Right.
or he liked it.
That might have been what was good for business at the time.
That's the part that people gotta understand. And that's because I ain't gonna lie, he said it the first day I was mad. Like, Rob, ECW, hardcore. I was mad the first day, right? And I was like, I feel like the ECW legends is attacking hardcore people. But then
Right.
I really had to sit and look at it and be like, there's certain ECW dudes that wouldn't say that. And they have hardcore matches. And
Oh
there's
yeah.
certain ones that didn't go that extreme that probably never liked it. So you can't throw it on them. You just can't bunch them up together. It's like, look at John Moxley's doing wild shit, right? Is Adam Cole doing that?
No.
So if you said, look at Moxley's willing to go a little bit farther than Adam Cole, right? And maybe Adam Cole don't agree with what he's doing, but he'll ride for it because they're in the same company. Would that be far fetched? Seems normal. It just seems like one's willing to go farther than the other. And
Yeah.
this ain't a knock on either one of those wrestlers. They're both great. But my point is, Moxley is Mick Foley. You
Oh
can't
yeah.
compare him to an average wrestler. They
No.
don't want to go through that. He don't care.
And we've seen these guys over the years that are willing to do more than others. Like, look
Yeah,
at Jeff
Terry
Hardy.
Funk.
That guy was jumping off of every damn
Yeah,
thing. Look
New
at
Jack,
Shane.
Terry Funk, Mick Foley. There's not many of them.
Yeah.
There's not many.
But they've always been kind of thrown in the mix along the way. So it wasn't like you could expect some wild stuff from some of them sometimes, but it's not like that's what they were going to do every single
Yeah,
time. You know, they just kind of, I don't know. It was just like we've always seen it, but just to varying degrees.
yeah. I would say that the difference is now, right? We've always seen it, like you said, right? It's that there's like a portion now. Like, look it. I want to say, and I could be wrong. You tell me, because we kind of from the same era, right? If someone didn't like a wrestling spot when I was younger, it wasn't canceled. That it was I don't like it. Like I'm just watch something else.
Yeah.
Like if I don't like it, I W kind of like to each his own, right?
If there was a spot or a segment or somebody that came on that I wasn't interested in or I didn't like, there was always the bathroom break, snack break, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
the
But back then
canceling
I didn't
option
have
just yeah, the canceling option wasn't our
it
nature.
wasn't an option back then, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
because
And hell, rewind
especially
wasn't an option back then.
yeah, so it's like look at right. You like it, you watch it. You don't
Yeah.
like it, do you need to make a sandwich? Is this your bathroom break? What's
Yeah.
exactly going on? But like thinking you could like smash keyboards and cancel shit now, it's a little bit like a little ridiculous. So
Bro,
look,
it's
like
wrestling,
hardcore
bro.
wrestling, you don't. You have an option,
Yeah.
right? You don't like bleeding, you like bleeding. You have an option, right? If you don't want Moxley to bleed and you see blood coming, well, shit, Google something else.
Yeah.
Like canceling it and like all that other stuff is too soft now, and
Yeah.
that ain't per person. I'm not bashing generations. I'm just saying in general. There's 80s babies right now that have been desensitized so bad that they can't watch shit because it's like I gotta cancel it. Turn the fucking channel. I mean
Yeah.
that's just my
Turn it.
personal opinion. You
I
don't
mean,
gotta
if you
watch
don't like it, just don't watch it. I mean, it's pretty simple, I feel like. And that's
it. Yeah,
not a knock to anybody. If you
none at all.
everybody has their own personal preferences.
Yeah, none at all. You like some people like ketchup, some people like mustard, some people
Yeah, I
like
hate
both.
ketchup. I don't like it.
I eat mayonnaise on my hamburgers, on my
That's,
cheeseburgers.
that's not terrible.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't prefer ketchup. Bottom line is, someone might like ketchup. I like mayonnaise. You might not like mayonnaise. Someone might like some spicy sauce. Bottom line
Yeah,
is, we all got options,
we're
right?
all different. Yeah,
If you don't
exactly.
like what I like, it's not attack mode. It's
Exactly. Like,
yeah, it's
why? I
like
don't understand I don't know. I haven't understood that. So, like, when I first started getting active on here over a year ago, um, I would talk about WWE and I would talk about AEW.
yeah,
I would catch a lot of negativity on posts that I would post about AEW, and it made me that much more curious about the product, so I
same
would
thing with me.
start paying a little bit more attention. And then after a while, and I still get them now, that it's like a lot of the reason that I'm probably a fan of AEW is like you were talking about earlier, the underdog aspect of it.
Yeah,
But
aspects always
I
good.
feel like a lot of that negativity pushed me to be a fan.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I didn't my my
That's not
ass.
to say that I'm not a fan of WWE
No,
because I
I
am.
don't get it wrong. I tell people this all the time. I love WWE. Seth Rollins
Oh
is
yeah,
one of my favorites. Rey Mysterio is my number one all time. Like it's not like Bianca still to this day my number one women's wrestler, my
I like
absolute
Bianca. She's
favorite.
awesome.
Now Vac is probably my second or third. So it's like it's not like I don't watch her, right? But what the problem was with me is, and obviously and you're gonna understand this. If there's 4 million fans for one thing, right? And there's 1 million fans for one thing, the attack mode is different. Cause if I say I like WWE, I might have 1 million fans attacking me. But if I say I like WWE, y'all motherfuckers is going ballistic. You got 6 million fans attacking me.
Oh yeah,
So it gets to the point where it's not about I like this. I like all y'all, right? I love all wrestling. I dislike parts of all wrestling. So it's not like I just like one company. I hate shit over here. I hate shit over there. I like shit over there. I like shit over there, right?
right.
But the bottom line is WWE fans is in so much abundance. It's like if you're a Jets fan, and I'm not, I'm a Rams fan, but say you're a Jets fan or a Jaguars fan, that, for example, you are. it doesn't have the fan base if you're arguing with the Dallas Cowboys,
Oh yeah.
right? And that's what eventually it feels like. I say one thing good about AEW, I'm getting bombed. Like
Yeah,
I
and
did
it's
something
like, dude, I'm
wrong,
not
and
hating
you're making me to the
WWE.
point where now I'm defensive,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And that's kind of what leaned us to do the AEW podcast because I
Yeah.
felt like WWE got enough defenders. It's not about you. We still love you. I don't got an issue with you, right? Want to not see WWE? It's not about that.
Yeah.
But what it about is you got 4 million people defending you already, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I could be the favorite. I just be the underdog. You might hate me, but I'ma just do what I'm used to doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just my personal opinion. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things. One, like you said, the amount of fans that have been garnered by the company over that 40 plus year time span, right? So it's gonna have a lot of fans.
Yes, it's
Now,
well deserved.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Millions of moments that any one person could probably pick out,
More moments than any wrestling company in history, easily.
for sure. The thing about it is, I watched a video on YouTube, and I wish I could probably pull it up in there somehow, but I watched a video on YouTube a while back about um, the amount of negativity that's on the internet as a whole,
Yeah,
and that
sucks.
there was studies done to find out if like there were like negative bots out there, like that was their whole purpose.
Yeah,
And they found out there were like positive bots, negative bots, and neutral bots. So a lot of for a while, like I would reply back to people and I wouldn't get anything back. And I was like, oh, and then I go look at their page and I'm like, oh, that's a bot, or that's a
yeah.
bot. That guy's got
Spotlight,
5
spotlight.
followers.
They're all over.
So I started wondering and believing, like after a little while, like there's a negative bot farm out there that somebody who has absolutely too much time on their hands has made and just sent that
Yeah,
out.
it says bombing everywhere.
Yeah, and I
I
thought I
stopped
was a little
responding to
crazy
that
at first
shit.
for thinking that kind of stuff, and then I saw that YouTube video and was like, okay, well, it makes sense.
That's absolutely right. They just spamming shit.
It's just wild, man.
You don't.
Um,
You got to stay away from those because they'll ruin your page.
oh yeah, for sure. I don't usually interact with negativity unless somebody, I don't know. There's got to be some. If I've got time, I might mess with you. Like I'll say something to mess with them back, but I generally don't.
I keep it 100 with you. I got trigger words. Depending on what you say, most of the time I'll ignore you 75% of the time.
Oh yeah,
But when you say the wrong shit, I'll bomb you and then mute you. I'm good
yeah.
for that. It's like,
I
look,
don't I don't try to block people or mute people too
well, I
much,
don't
but
block nobody, but I mute a shit ton of
oh
people.
yeah.
Not people
So
I conversate with, like if we kind of like we have a Discord, that's whatever. But when a page bombs me and I click on it and I see it got one follower, they're following 3 people, and they got
right,
a whack page, I just say what I say and mute it. It's not
yeah.
worth it. Mm.
So I'm gonna say this. So we're after the midnight hour. I do have some things I have to take care of tomorrow.
Oh,
So
of course.
I'll say this and then we can probably wrap it up if you
Well,
want, or you can keep
nah,
on going if you want. But
nah, I ain't keeping you up. We go on and then we jump on with Sook when he ready. Cause
yeah, sounds good.
we just vibing.
So shit, I think I lost my train of thought.
Man, listen,
Oh man,
it happens.
it
Yeah,
does. It
I
happens to
peep
me a
and I
lot because I'm always thinking about a million different things at one
no, you're
time.
like me. My brain is running to the left, to the right. Sometimes I just lose it.
Oh yeah, drives me
And I got a
nuts.
cat trying to break in my door right now.
A cat?
Yeah, I got one
Oh,
cat that don't like locked doors. He just trying to break in.
oh,
He's
you
banging
got
on
you,
the door
you
right
you got the Fred Flintstone Kitty Sabretooth, do you? And thing
now.
trying to
Yeah,
get in the window.
Maine Coon or Maine Coon, however the hell you say it.
Oh, Mancoon. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know what
that
you're
big.
talking about. Yeah, I don't know how to say it either.
Yeah, me neither. He's banging at
Um,
the door right now.
damn, what was I gonna say? I don't remember now. Other than like, um, oh, I know now.
Yeah,
Uh, I was I was in the military for a while, so my sense of humor is a little skewed, like most people who were um, in the service. And so if I start talking shit to people, I'm probably going to get like those little marks and get my account shut down for shit. Because like to me, it's just jokes, right? Because like the internet's not a real
Yeah,
place.
but
Like
they
this,
softies now. They
yeah,
softies now.
the
They be
internet to
yeah,
me isn't a real place. Like the solar flare could happen and knock out all that shit and be gone. You know what
that's
I mean? It
all
wouldn't
I have.
matter. So to me, it's like they're just jokes, but other people might not take it as a joke. Like I got one the other day, and I almost replied this shit. I really did. The guy said something, and I almost said, "No, I see why your dad left for a pack of smokes and never came back." You know what I mean? I want to say shit like that, but I don't want
No,
somebody to be like, "Oh, you're
no,
harassing
I
me,"
keep
and
it
like
100
that
with
really
you.
happened or something. So
Bro, just hit him with it. Just hit
I
him with it.
want to sometimes, but I don't want to come
Yeah,
off as that kind of account either.
now
You know
you
what I
know what
mean?
I realized? Because I tried first in the beginning, I was arguing with a lot of people, right? Because I'm just kind of argumentative. Like that's just kind of how I grew up. It's like, bro, you
Right.
ain't gonna say nothing to me, and I'm not gonna argue back.
I'm gonna say something back.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say
Like,
Tupac syndrome. That's what they call it.
exactly.
I'm gonna say what I want to say, whether it's better or worse, right?
Right.
Um, but when it came to internet, I realized first I was arguing with them. Then I was like, I'm not arguing with nobody. Like I can't reach through the computer. Like I'm gonna
Right.
get mad, and now I'm over here. I feel like I need to smoke a cigarette because I'm just angry, right? Um, but then it got to a point where I really started paying attention to it. No, they're badges.
No,
You
he said they're
you say
badges.
something slick, right? I'm no longer getting mad, but I'm hitting you with some steam. Which means you say something stupid, I'll say something stupid. The only difference is you might think you acting tough. Me, I'm laughing. I don't care. I know
Exactly.
I'm not gonna
It's
see you.
it's
I know it's
entertainment to
like,
me.
we not, that's never gonna happen. So whatever you say, you might get a yo mama joke. You might get,
Exactly.
bottom line is like it's not real. Like it's just,
Thank
so
you. I have real world problems.
yeah, so
I have a family. I have a million fucking things I have to do every day. Like tonight, I'm gonna do a little bit of laundry right before I go to bed. And I don't really want to sleep. I don't like sleeping. To me,
I
it's a
hate
waste of time.
I hate
But I'm gonna sleep a couple hours and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go back to going 100 miles an hour. That's just
yeah.
what I do. I don't like to stop.
And but see, that's the goal. You gotta go 100 miles an hour to win, or you
Oh
lose.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'll tell you this: when someone hits you with some shit online, now on, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Right? It's stand up comedy. Hit them with the
I
best
mean, it's
line you can
entertaining
hit
for me
them
as
with,
it is.
right? And just brush on. Like what I do
Oh
is
yeah.
I hit them with a couple one liners. If they get crazy, the mute button might come on. I don't care. Like it's not it's not serious to me. But
Right.
as long as we can play games, some of these accounts, they said something crazy. 5 jokes in, we following each other.
Right.
You
Yeah, there
know,
was
like
somebody
yeah,
he even told me, he's like, dude, I'm just giving you a little bit of shit. And then he
like
followed me. I was
yeah,
like, oh,
like it's
you weren't bothering me, bro.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
let
serious.
this control my emotions. You know what I mean? Like
Yo,
I'm in control of me.
I'm trying to convince myself to not jump into the TV screen and not be
R-
yelling at computers like some of
Right.
these other podcasters. So, if that's what you're gonna decide to do, you might get muted, or we could find a cordial agreement, or we could talk
Right.
for the past 6 months. Just keep the shit talking peaceful.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
it's simple.
If you're doing it to try to incite some sort of rage emotion that you think that I'm gonna, I just want you to know I am laughing at you while you are
Yeah,
rage typing with your fat thumbs. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
While you're banging your head on your computer
Exactly.
and you're
I don't
yelling,
care. I have
and
real issues that
and
I
you're
deal with.
disrespecting women and all this crazy shit, I'm writing back like, yes, but I'm laughing at you.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Like it's not,
Yeah, I just I don't have the time, the patience, the
bro. Just
wherewithal
but
for
I'm
it.
gonna tell
So
you like this: you're gonna be a social media mogul soon, right? You're gonna blow up big time. You're gonna forget about everything else and say, look, I just gotta get this internet money. All y'all fans out here that's watching, about 50 right now. We have a late night. We jumped on late. But all y'all that's watching, right? The goal is gonna be when the internet is where the business is, where that's where the money is. Where we can leave the jobs alone and dedicate all our time to you, right? I entertain every last one of y'all fucking trolls, I promise you. I entertain every one of y'all. I don't care what you say.
So I'm making my full-time job just to
Let's
laugh at
go.
y'all.
Once I got the time and I'm getting paid
Right.
for the time, I'll give you every minute. From 3 followers to 3,000 to 3 million. I'll argue with every one of y'all. Right
That's
now, we
awesome.
just really don't got the time to do that.
I don't. I don't.
Boost our views. I argue with y'all. Tell all your friends to tune in. Thumbs up, skyrocket everything. You know, Took me back on tomorrow. We'll do
Yeah.
the collision recap. But when all that's ready, right? Talk all your shit. We'll respond to everything. Right now, it's not worth it. The money's not there to respond to all y'all garbage. So,
Speaking of responding,
yeah,
I'm gonna call it a night, my buddy, my
bro,
friend.
bro, listen.
It's been a
We'll
good one.
we'll talk tomorrow. We'll
Yeah.
do the collision recap. My fault for anybody that tuned in and wanted the collision recap. The reason why we didn't do it tonight is because Took's under the weather and we didn't want to leave him off the podcast, so we kind of just freestyle for the night. We do appreciate all of you that tuned in.
Thank
Um,
you.
you know, follow Turnbuckle on all his medias. Follow me on all my medias, and we'll check it in with you next time Took's available. And y'all have a great night. And yo, runner, listen, bro. Great conversation.
Oh yeah, for
Remember,
sure.
be ready to argue with these motherfuckers. It's gonna be soon. Enjoy your night, bro.
All right, buddy. You too.